Welcome to your most favorite channel, Heartbeat. My name is Dr. Amrit Kejriwal. As a student, I say most of the teaching will be digitalized. Hard copies of books will become obsolete. They will be replaced by soft copies. Lectures and lecture halls will cease to exist. They will be substituted by videos and online classes. Practical classes will remain in medical sciences. We have to prepare ourselves for a revolution in learning and teaching methods in all disciplines. Today, we learn something about electrocardiography, the axis. Channel's name is Heartbeat. My name is Dr. Amrit Kejriwal. Cardiac axis. It represents the sum of depolarization vectors of the individual myocytes, clinically reflected by ventricular axis. Interpretation is done by seeing the limb leads. So, as mentioned in our previous videos, bipolar leads. Lead 1 is from right arm to left arm, lead 2 is from right arm to left foot, and lead 3 is left arm to left foot. The augmented limb leads. AVR is from right, represents from a central point to the right upper limb. AVL is from the central point to the left upper limb, and AVF is connected to the left foot from a central point. So when we combine both of them, we get something like this. And now since these are vectors, they can be rearranged. So this is how the vectors are there. Lead 1 like this, lead AVF almost vertically down, lead 3 coming over here, lead 2 coming here, and AVR. Now after rearranging the vectors, this will be lead 1, lead 2, lead AVF, lead 3, AVR, and AVL. So lead 1 is at 0 degrees, lead 2 is at plus 60 degrees, lead 3 is at plus 120 degrees. AVF is at plus 90 degrees, AVR is at minus 150 degrees, and AVL is minus 30 degrees. So let us have a look what else. These are the negative extensions of these positive waves. So this is AVR negative at plus 30 degrees. Again we have plus 150, which is the negative of AVL. We have 180 degrees, which is the negative of lead 1. We have 120 degrees negative, which is the negative of lead 2. AVF has a negative at minus 90, and lead 3 has a negative at minus 60. So this is the formation of the hexaxial system and the vectors, and it is important for the positive waves and negative waves depicted on the QRS complex. And from minus 30 to plus 90, it represents the normal axis. So same thing, from minus 30 to plus 120, minus 30 to plus 90, you get the normal axis. So this is the normal axis, this is the right axis deviation, this is extreme axis deviation, and this is left axis deviation. Kindly note that left axis deviation is from minus 30 to minus 90 degrees. So let us see, in lead 1, if it is positive, it will be denoted by this green shaded part, and if it is negative, the wave QRS complex, then it will be denoted by this. Lead AVF is perpendicular to this, and if it is negative, it will be over here, and if it is positive, it will be shaded here. The axis will lie anywhere here. And in lead AVL, if the axis is positive, it will be present over here, and in lead AVL, if the axis is negative, it will land be somewhere here. Similarly, in lead 2, if the axis is positive, it will be over here, and if in negative, it will be somewhere here. Lead 3, if the axis is positive, it will be over here, and if it is negative, it will be somewhere here. And AVR, if it is positive over here, the axis will be, and if it is negative, it should be somewhere in lead AVR. So there are different ways of calculating the cardiac axis: the quadrant method, lead 1 and AVF, 3-lead analysis, and isoelectric lead analysis. So quadrant method, what we do, we check the net QRS complex in lead 1 and AVF. If positive in both waves, the axis from 0 to 90 degrees. If negative in both, axis is extreme axis deviation, that is from minus 90 to 180 degrees. If positive in AVF and negative in lead 1, axis is in right axis deviation, that is 90 to 180 degrees. And if it's positive in lead 1 and negative in lead AVF, axis is in possible LAD from 0 to minus 90 degrees. So here we've got lead 1 is showing a positive wave, and in lead AVF it is also showing a positive wave. So as per the previous diagrams, if lead 1 is showing a positive, it should be over here, the axis, and in lead AVF, if it is positive, it should be here. So in this, the common pink area over here is this part in both of them, which is showing a positive. So the axis will be somewhere between 0 to 90 degrees, which is the normal axis. Again, we've got lead 1 over here showing a positive wave, direction of axis as per this electrode, and in lead AVF this is the direction of the axis because it's showing a negative, predominantly negative wave. So the common part is this part, which is pink, this is quadrant. So this is the direction of axis, probably LAD, and in lead 1 it is negative and AVF it is positive. So as per the direction of the electrode, this should be the axis in lead 1, and in AVF if it is showing positive, this is the direction of the axis. The common shaded part is this pink. So this should be the direction of the axis, and if the ECG is showing something like negative wave in lead 1 and AVF is showing positive wave. And you can see if the lead 1 it's negative, lead AVF is negative. So in lead 1 if it's negative, this is the axis, and in AVF if this is negative, this is the axis over here, upper half. So the common pink area is this part and this part. So you got the upper quadrant over here is the direction of the axis. Now just to summarize, in lead 1 if it is positive and positive in AVF, then the quadrant is 0 to 90 degrees. If in lead 1 if it is positive and negative in AVF, it's 0 to minus 90 degrees, possible LAD. Lead 1 is negative and positive in AVF, then 90 to 180 degrees, possible right axis deviation, negative in both, extreme axis deviation. Then you get the 3 lead method. A positive QRS in lead 1 approximates to the axis in the same direction as lead 1, and a positive QRS complex in lead 2 aligns the axis with lead 2. So combination gives a normal axis. Additional information with lead AVF may be required. So here you get lead 1 showing a positive wave and lead 2 is also showing a positive wave. So as per this, the axis is over here somewhere, and as per this ECG tracing, what axis somewhere here. So the common pink area is about somewhat around from 90 degrees to minus 30 degrees. So the axis can lie anywhere in between this. So just to prevent that, we've got another AVF, lead 1, lead 2 and lead AVF. So in AVF the axis is over here somewhere in this electrode. All three are showing positive waves. So where should the axis be? Yes, from 0 to 90 degrees. Now you've got a lead 1 which is showing a positive wave, lead 2 is showing predominantly an equivocal. Equivocal ECG axis can be anywhere and AVF is showing predominantly a negative wave. So the axis here. So this is the common pink area, but again according to lead 2 it's equivocal, so it should come over here. Lead 2, here all the three are showing predominantly negative waves, lead 1, 2 and AVF. So this should be the axis of lead 1, this should be the axis as per lead 2, and this should be the axis per lead AVF. So the common area is somewhere here, extreme axis nearly. Yes, exactly, extreme axis. So just to summarize, normal axis is in lead 1 will be positive, lead 2 positive, lead AVF positive, LAD positive, equivocal negative, LAD pathological minus 30, and over here, so over here you will get minus 30 to minus 90. Lead 1 will show positive, lead 2 will be negative, and AVF will be negative. RADs will 90 to 80 degrees, negative, positive, positive, and extreme axis minus 90 to minus to 80 degrees. All three of them will have a negative QRS complex and indeterminate, all three will be equivocal. Now isoelectric is one of the types which I like the most. See, any lead with net zero deflection, C lead at 90 degrees to it, and the axis corresponds to the direction of the QRS complex positive or negative deflection in the lead at 90 degrees. So here you've got an electrode which is showing almost same QRS complex above and top. R wave is almost equal to S wave. See the axis at 90 degrees. If it is showing a positive, the axis is in this direction. If it is showing negative, the axis is in this direction. For this you have to see which lead it is showing isoelectric. So here is the electrode lead 1. If this is showing isoelectric, then the axis will be at 90 degrees to it. It could be plus or minus. See AVF. If AVF is showing positive, then the direction is plus 90, and if it is showing negative, the direction is minus 90. Isoelectric, that is Q wave, R wave is equal to S wave, may be seen in lead 2 also. Okay, so the electrode next at 90 degrees to it is AVL. If AVL is showing positive over here, then the axis is at minus 30 degrees. If it is showing negative, then it will be at plus 150 degrees. Very simple to understand and very easy way. So there are different ways of calculating the cardiac axis: the quadrant method, lead 1 and AVF, 3 lead analysis, and isoelectric lead analysis. Left axis deviation can be seen left ventricular hypertrophy, left bundle branch block, inferior MI, ventricular pacing, ectopics, WPW, and primum AHD RSR. Left ventricular fascicular block, diagnosis of exclusion, and horizontally oriented heart can be seen in short Scotty patients. And extreme axis deviation can be seen in various rhythms such as ventricular tachycardia or accelerated ventricular rhythm, ventricular ectopics, hyperkalemia, and severe right ventricular hypertrophy.